ReZero, Season 4, Episode 3. So we fell into this cavern of sand. Have you had enough sand? What, are you gonna sleep forever? Yeah. More desert. You know what? Honestly, considering everything that happened last episode and how terrifying that needle laser is, this is kind of so far so good, you know? It's not great, just relatively, based on the fact that we were alive and away from the laser. You would think, I hope. Down here, the biggest threat is Ram. We fell. Looks like it's just us too. So maybe we fell into different caverns. This looks like a structure though. It's not just like a cavern somewhere. Man-made. Who the hell knows? Oh, so you saw a lot happened. You grabbed Ram. I guess she was the closest. It's very concerning. They could be anywhere. Who the hell knows? She's defenseless. That's true. I think he's panicking. Yeah, he's not thinking clearly. This doesn't help, though. Understandable. Right. Non-emotion is not caring. That's huge, though. Just that went that way. That was nice of her. So kind. Okay, that's good. Again, so far so good. Thank God for that. Oh no. Well, wait, which Anastasia? It's Echidna, right? So, oh yes, mixed feelings. Real Jekyll and Hyde situation. One of their identities is beautiful, intelligent, adventurous, kind, empathetic, daring, expansive, and the other one is the original Anastasia. Echidna never lectured us, as far as I can remember, and if she did, it would be okay, because she actually has something to say. Also, Pastrash is here, so, I mean, upon further reflection, this is a total win. That's true. She just said she didn't see Beatrice or Emilia. Well, does that mean that Ram let him sleep for a few minutes? I love that little interaction with them, though. I love that Subaru went into panic mode. It's perfectly reasonable. You fell into some sort of weird space warp, so the imagination runs wild with potential disaster there. Everyone's out of sight. And it's really easy to think and to use as an attack avenue that if someone is not as emotional as you are, if they're not beside themselves with emotion, gnashing their teeth and wailing and crying, that they don't care, right? Sometimes people do care very deeply and they're not emotional because they know it doesn't solve the problem. And they really want to solve the problem. Then I really love that Subaru just immediately collects himself. There's no ego or pride there, right? It's like, holy crap, thanks for pulling me back from that. God for that. Right, I think that's the point. Good plan. At least we're not alone. Interesting. Yeah, I was actually just thinking, on the other side, I can definitely think of worse teams than Emilia and Beatrice together. Also, I think Foxidna can fight, if I recall correctly. There's also Julius somewhere. Man, that intro is great. Okay, yeah. It's not surprising, not super surprising. That makes a lot of sense. I think there's something really powerful about having a set dynamic. Whatever it is, Ram and Subaru, they are so clearly set. You know, they have their thing. And critically, the underpinning of it is good. You know, whatever the surface level is, whatever the banter, the teasing, they're both there. And in this situation, there's the grounding of each other at least. There's a grounding of that role. Another puzzle. Go left first. No, left first. The puzzle box is on the left. The chest. Oh, really? Right, well, yeah, okay, this has come up before. This came up in Freerun, I think, too. But by this reasoning, that's why you actually have to go left. Because the game designers put the actual path on the right. Because you'll go left and it'll take longer. But they'll put like a chest over there or something. Though I guess we're trying to find them as fast as possible. We're not looking for treasure. We're not going for a 100% completionist run, I don't think. So yeah, go right. Though like, maybe more relevant here because they're implying this is some sort of deliberate design. But then also, suddenly, your sense of justice, for some reason. You don't need to know. Though I bet you want to know, don't you? Okay. Maybe we're already in the castle? I don't know. Yo, based on what though? Oh, maybe there's some like weird connection there. Oh, you've unlocked some sort of Thor power. How did you know that? It was instinctual. Thanks for not lie bragging that you did that on purpose. I would trust Pastrash's instincts here. This goes against Pastrash's sense of justice. And foot in mouth. What's the other meaning? Oh, I see literal whipping and being subservient, but like why on both counts? That strikes me as one of those lines that maybe was difficult to translate. Almost like this was made for you. They're a Subaru checkpoint. Now that you mention it looks kind of like it was tunneled by an animal. Right in the sand, and they pan to a shot of his foot in the sand. It's exactly like sandworm shape, you know? Looks like there's some other... Maybe they're probably just tired. Could just be tired. It's a lot of walking through sand, which is not fun to walk through. Or magic, yeah, okay, there it is. It's positive. Trying to keep your spirits up, and his own spirits up. He hasn't forgotten. Damn, they're ganging up on him. That actually very good insight, though I sympathize with Subaru here. Generally, that's true. Timing is important. People get in moods. Sometimes we should just leave it alone. But I mean, he's raising a valid concern about something maybe magical. Why'd you throw away your water? That seems like a terrible idea. This one doesn't work? Oh god, that would be so infuriating. And there's only one way back. Have you tried touching it? Oh, speaking of irritability, no, this makes it so much worse now. What did you just do? Oh no! Didn't we need that too? No, 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 this is not right. This is not right. Very human, but... Yeah. It's funny. It came back around to her so quickly. She's like, don't you know that you shouldn't try to talk to people or change the mood when they're already worked up and irritable? Where's that insight now, Anastasia? It's crazy how hypocritical this is all around. Like in the last scene, Subaru's trying to cheer everyone up, and now he's, well, total role reversal. In that case, Subaru probably trying to cheer himself up earlier. He was barely hanging on. You were closest. That's how it looked to me. Okay. 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 Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh my god, wow, okay. I think there's something very interesting in here, but like, man, timing and relevance to the situation. Speaking of like reversing things, so much for them finding stability in their roles. There's something about this that feels surreal, this whole ththing. That's too much. Don't do that. Don't do that. Something is happening. There's something else here. There's some like weird corruptive spell or something. No, no. This is unlike him. Foxidna? No way. No way. Okay. Good, I'm glad you did that. Can't you see this tunnel is tearing us apart? Right, yeah, let's take a break. Take a little breather. Oh no! What the hell was... You just did that? Oh. 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 Wait. Well, yeah, you don't really have like to sit on here on that. All right. I don't like where any of this has gone. I don't like where this went. You will? Okay, that was easy. What is happening right now? So lost. This whole thing is so weird. Don't shake her hand! I don't know what it means, but it means something. Curse, it's a curse. This feels oddly familiar. Okay. Sure, yeah. Well, whatever, just do it. What? I'll kill you too? Bye. She tried to leave. Oh no! Oh my god, why? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, he just... And then he tossed her torso. so it could be together with her legs. What the hell is happening? Also, I'm watching Invincible season 4, and I've had a lot of this lately, a lot of this sort of imagery. Intestines are quite long, I've learned, though I never asked. The shows have made that clear. All right, I think we can say this is no longer like character-driven plot, right? There's just something else happening. This was designed to make people go nuts. There's some sort of magical force here. First of all, a kid would never do that. Also, what cut her? He did? He did. Ram? God, that shot of her legs running is atrocious. Then he fled. Oh my god. It's just agony. It's not so far so good. I hate this tunnel. Understandable. Ram did it. What are you doing, Pastrash? Okay, if Pastrash is doing it, yeah, this is some evil force, for sure. Pastrash would never. Yeah, okay, no. You'd never talk to Pastrash that way either. Choking Ram, maybe, but this, no, never. Oh, I don't want to see Sora get hurt by Pastrash. Right for the head. And we all know Pastrash is... What the hell? That's creepy as... Oh my god, okay. That was terrifying. Maybe we should take the left path. The right path didn't work out so well. Didn't go so great. It's funny how seeing that makes you realize just how deadly Pastrash is in a different way. But wow. Yeah, I don't want to be on the other side of that. I mean, she's sort of a velociraptor. It's kind of like when you get actually bit, not play bit, by a domestic cat. You're like, oh, okay. I had forgotten, or maybe I never knew what it meant to actually be an animal, like a wild animal. The strength and instincts are just different. We don't have those. I thought you had been biting me this whole time, but I see now that you were being very kind. That was charity. No. That's different. How can it change without any additional inputs? That was a tough one. Huge relief. This wasn't us. That wasn't us. We gotta think about this. This is tough though because it's not obvious. I thought the needle was scary, right? The needle laser is terrifying in a way that you can understand, in a way that you can see. Oh, that's a giant sniper laser. That's very dangerous. This one, if it's something that affects your thoughts and your mood, it would feel like it's coming from you. And I mean, how would you even really know the difference? Like, what's the difference? You would be using your thoughts and emotions anyway to try to figure that out. Actually, I think maybe the only saving grace is how extreme it was. It's sort of like that classic plot exploration of what if your memories were fake? You wouldn't know, right? The same is true to some extent of your emotions and thoughts. You know, like after you get a good night's sleep, you are like, oh, yesterday I was tired. I didn't even realize I was tired, but like suddenly I'm thinking so much more clearly. It's gonna be really interesting about this is whether or not it's actual like magic as in it exerts direct control, or if it's just strain, if it's just influence, because that maybe is conquerable. It just takes a lot and it's scary, but it's very intriguing because that's one way to sort of measure it. Almost everyone is great and wonderful when things are easy, you know, when you're just in a great mood and you're well rested and well fed and there's no problems and you're relaxing and you have something ahead of you you're looking forward to, right? Then you're at your optimal best self, which is great, but circumstances are not always going to play out that way. And so what are you at the worst? Do your values and the decisions you want to make carry forward in the same or, you know, at least a similar way when conditions are not favorable? And what's cool is that it's not impossible, right? It's just like a lot more work and it's a lot more pressure. It's just carrying a much heavier weight, it feels like to me. So if that's the case, just thinking about what the defenses would be, assuming you can't avoid the conditions. Awareness of it probably goes a long way, right? Like this is not how I want to behave. Rules, guidelines, focusing on a vision, and also I think practice. Thoughts especially, you know, I don't think thoughts can be outright controlled, but I do think they can get a lot better with practice. I also think responses can be trained, even emotional responses. And like, I don't know, I don't want to be in this tunnel and be training this, but it's a very interesting dilemma. Okay, so we have some idea. Okay, there it is. That's it. This may be a huge relief, right? Thank God. I mean, I feel like there are real life parallels to this. This is a tough one, though. I struggle with this. And in fact, I think maybe it's similar to a really cool idea, one of my favorites from the show last season with Wrath. I think the ideal state is that you're so strong, it doesn't matter what the inputs are. It doesn't matter what the miasma is. It doesn't matter what the environment is. It doesn't matter what people are saying. People's hysteria, their negative emotions, no matter how loudly they scream, no matter how hateful they are. You are you. You have found something that you believe in, and that is a very refined take. It is weathered and seasoned and nuanced, and you believe in that so strongly that you can weather any storm, to use Avatar. That obviously is not easy. And so, I mean, honestly, just practically, sometimes what that means is staying out of it. You know, like if you're constantly diving into something and you notice that things making you feel terrible, maybe it's better just not to consume it. Maybe it's better not to indulge it. But of course, there's a risk there too of, well, maybe you're just burying your head in the sand. You know, problems don't go away just because you don't see them. Do you want to know the world or not? So it's sort of this struggle, I think, to navigate. Especially, I would say, though I'm a little bit skeptical because problems always seem novel when they, you know, they're not. Things repeat. Technology changes so things look different, but man is man, sort of. I've been humbled enough times looking back at past statements, seeing, oh, that applies to today, that I'm at least skeptical that these are new problems. But anyway, now where there's such a large, interconnected, but also sort of counterintuitively and surprisingly niched and isolated public square, where there is so much incentive for negativity because negativity commands emotion, which commands attention, which commands resources, I guess, money, status, whatever. It sometimes seems increasingly the case that things are deliberately inflammatory in a way that is less clear it's even connected to reality. I mean, just personally to me, it feels harder now for me to get a consensus on what people even think and believe, because the things that seem the most potent and scream at my attention the most and are the most effective emotional triggers, I don't really see that much in people with my own eyes and my own interactions. Something is not properly aligned. I feel like I'm increasingly instructed to feel outraged or terrified when, even if, you know, even assuming all the things I'm hearing are real, not clear that being terrified or being infuriated is the right response or a useful response. Maybe the critical distinction and where the wisdom comes in is that not all things are worth traveling through miasma for, right? Like, you gotta pick the things that actually are important, and those are probably things you can actionate. They're probably things in your own life, the people you care about, the things that matter to you, that you have some direct connection to. That's where you can actually do good by standing up to the miasma. Yelling into the miasma doesn't do anything, probably. It just probably adds to the miasma. But ideally, at least in the things that matter, what I want to do is be able to wade through the miasma and see it for what it is, and be safe from it, and to not have it destroy me, to keep a focus on some bright light in the darkness. Maybe there's some symbolism there with like them breaking the lights. It also was foreshadowed in this episode very early with Rem pulling Subaru back from panic. Maybe that was early miasma. Yes, and thank God it was the miasma for real. But we have to keep moving, right? I think you maybe let them know, right? Like, awareness is such a big part of it. Like, oh, I lost myself there. They'll never know who Freud is. Being very, very careful. Trying to keep their irritants low. If I'm super nice, why are you being so nice? No, this backfired. How dare you? I'm just being nice. You have to be the one here. Either you have to let them know, or you have to be the one here. You can't do both. Well, Julius is handsome, so don't let it get to you, Subaru. You stink, Subaru. This is encouraging. There's a beam of light. There's a ray of light. Okay, and then quicksand. Oh? This is good or bad? I can't tell. Oh, we made it somewhere. Oh, this also could be Star Wars. We could just be going right into something's mouth, or maybe we're already in the stomach. Hello? Wow, this is very Silent Hill. If Pyramid Head was a horse with a stomach mouth. No, thank you. This is so boss level. Is it really that big? It's gigantic. I didn't realize that. Thanks, Ram. Thank you. Can't stop the hand though, can you? Didn't see that coming. Because it's invisible. I still think this is better than the miasma. At least you can see this enemy. Don't acquiesce so easily. You don't need to sacrifice yourself here. Oh, yes. I don't know what it is, but thank you. That was awesome. Oh, is it needles? Is it needles? It's needles. That's a lot of needles. Is this good or bad? I can't tell again. It's good for now. So far, so good. Are you the one who sniped us? I know you from the opening. Okay. Hi. This barge is done. I found you. Again. The keeper of the Watchtower. So we are in the Watchtower. Wow. That's sort of overwhelming. What is this imagery? Sure. Pouring blood on your head. You look a little gray, so have some blood. It's eerie. The blood pours on them and then their eyes open. Woken up by blood. I don't know why, but this song takes me back. What are you reaching for, Subaru? Subaru reaching for the exit. He's tired of this castle. Oh no! You let Subaru fall. What's all the books and the pages and stuff? Literature? Symbolism? I guess, right. Sage of knowledge or wisdom or something. So I guess that's what that is. Information. Just couldn't save him. Don't know what to tell you. I think this episode potentially explains a moment in the opening of Subaru kind of losing his mind. He has a little flash of evil, gets into the red lines or whatever. The author does a great job with this magic that doesn't necessarily need to be magic. All these human psychological elements. Yeah, it's miasma, but also this is very human. We are sponges. We do absorb this stuff. Try being in a terrible environment for a long time and staying grounded to something bigger than your immediate reality so that you're allowed to keep your wits and stay good. It is a little bit scary. I mean, there's hope in the fact that this is not necessarily the case. It doesn't have to be the case. There is always potential for better, which is where hope lies. But I think just realistically, a lot of what people say, a lot of their goodness, a lot of their causes are more circumstantial and self-interested than we would like to admit. You can largely predict what people think and believe by what they identify with, as opposed to some higher, more unifying standard. Not many people can brave the miasma and survive it. It's sort of Lord of the Rings, right? Like, who actually is able to even throw the ring into Mordor? In fact, I think the takeaway of that movie is that no one can, or that you can't do it alone. I think we instinctively have reverence for those who have sort of shown without a doubt that they were for a bigger cause than themselves. It wasn't necessarily because they were super threatened. They weren't spurred into an emotional frenzy by something else. They were connected to something higher that informed their actions, regardless of their own well-being. I think it would have been interesting. I mean, there's just so much to this setup in this show in general. I could have watched more. I could have spent more time in the tunnel. Though, like, I'm grateful we don't have to spend more time in the tunnel, given how the right path turned out. I don't know if I need further convincing about the length of one's small intestine. I think I've seen enough. But this path also is really cool. It definitely pushes the plot along. And this is a huge episode. Start off in a totally new place, a whole challenge, a whole tragic encounter, then a boss fight, and the introduction of a new character. Really great stuff. Really fun episode.